Yeah, Advance Peace enrolls 50 to 100 people in the city every 18 months who have the highest likelihood of shooting somebody or getting shot themselves. They are paid when they hit certain markers, like getting a job or not carrying a gun. They can make upwards of $1,000 a month as long as they keep straight and keep getting mentored.
The mentors are identified by local community groups, and even though the city has not yet bought off on the program, a collection of those groups met Wednesday night to get trained how to identify the mentors, many of whom will be ex-cons who will have no communication with police in order to maintain the trust of those enrolled in the program.
I think spending tax dollars on something where we're going to be giving money to people after they've shot somebody or known to be a shooter or something like that is advanced stupid, not advanced peace.
The head of Cincinnati's police union is not a fan.
These ex-cons, are they going to be trusted, or could they possibly become part of the problem?
Advance Peace originated in Richmond, California about 14 years ago. That year, the number of murders in Richmond was 47. So far this year, there have been just 2 murders. Hills says that could be attributed to a number of things. Rochester, New York is another city trying Advance Peace. 6 years ago, the number of murders was hovering in the 20s. Homicides tripled in a matter of 3 years. Rochester adopted Advance Peace a year ago after 30 people had already been killed in 2022. A year later, that number down by 1/3.
Proponents of the program are going to point to it as being a reason why there's been a reduction in homicides, for instance. You say there's a lot more to it than that.
Yeah, a reduction in homicide. There's never a single source that leads to this reduction in crime. It's ultimately here in the city of Rochester. It's a team effort.
Rochester's Lieutenant Bello says Advance Peace is just one of several programs under the Office of Violence Prevention that all work towards the same goal. He also points to now working more closely with the ATF and DOJ to prosecute gun offenders federally instead of locally.
Knowing that they're looking at federal charges now if they get caught with that gun, instead of being released in the morning on either no bail or a low bail or even the potential of bail, that they're now looking at possibly going to prison out of state. In that federal system, and that sent a message. The ATF has been an incredible partner with us.
Which is more in line with Dan Hill's line of thinking.
We had a program that was working, but it's being given up on to interrupt violence. And it's called Crime and Punishment.
That Rochester policeman says that his department has little to no interaction with Advance Peace in his city. It should be noted that Cincinnati has not yet bought off on Advance Peace, as mentioned earlier. The group that wants to implement it is eyeing a $600,000 request for proposal the city put out a couple of weeks ago. It would be a big part of the $1.5 million estimated annual cost of the program. The rest of that money would likely have to come from private funds. Paula?
All right, and that $600,000 request is expected to be awarded August 9th.